What if the most important thing school was supposed to teach you, it never actually taught you? I'm Vienna, like the city in Austria, not the sausage. I'm 15 years old, and my mom and I have traveled to more than 20 countries together. And today, I want to talk to you about the thing underneath all of it. The thing I didn't have a name for it until recently. 45% of college students show no improvement in critical thinking after 2 years of school. That's from a study out of NYU. Nearly half, and 2 out of 3 college graduates said school never taught them how to ask their own questions. Not answer questions, ask them. Think about that for a second. 2 out of 3. I'm going to show you the one question my mom asked before almost every major decision she made. 2 sentences, and when you see what it produced, I think you're going to want to use it today. My mom never called it critical thinking. She just kept asking one question before she accepted anything else as true. And everything she built, the margin, the investing, the travel, the house that pays for itself, all of it started the same way, with the one question every time before she moved. Here's something I noticed. Most of what we believe about money, we didn't actually choose it. We absorbed it from the people around us, from what felt normal, from what everybody ever questioned out loud. Spend money when you have it, save what's left, travel when you retire. College is a path. Upgrade when you can afford it. Debt is part of life. Nobody voted on those. They're just ideas that got passed around long enough that they started to feel like facts. And most people never stop and ask, when did I actually decide this was true? My mom stopped every time, and I watched what happened when she did. Critical thinking isn't a personality type. It's not something you're born with. It's just a habit. The habit of pausing before you accept something as fixed. Here's exactly what that looked like in our house. About 15 years ago, my mom was a barista and made around $11,000 a year. She was offered a promotion to manager at a coffee shop. Most people take that. But she asked one question first. What's the ceiling on this path? The answer wasn't high enough. So she turned it down and took an entry-level position at a large company instead. The same pay, but starting at the bottom. She wasn't chasing more money, she was chasing a different ceiling. About 4 years in, my mom did something most people in that situation never do. My mom tracked every receipt for 1 month. Not to budget, just to see where it was actually going. That's it. That's critical thinking. Just stop, look, and ask what's actually happening before deciding it's fine. What my mom found surprised her. Money leaving she'd never noticed. Small amounts, regular ones, none of them dramatic on their own, all of them adding up. My mom plugged those holes with the same income and got completely different margin. She didn't get a raise, not a new job, the same paycheck, just with the holes closed. And the margin was enough to start investing, enough to build a $25,000 emergency fund, enough to take me to 20 countries across 5 continents on school breaks. Not someday, while she was still doing it. My mom asked the next question, where should this margin actually go? She looked at the math and chose an S&P 500 index fund and made one decision and automated it directly from her paycheck. The same amount pulled before she ever saw it, going straight into the fund every single pay period. She answered the question once before setting it up and never had to answer it again. Whether the market was down or up, she was automatically buying shares for the same money and the portfolio grew. Either way, she was moving forward with one decision and the system always running after that. And the whole time my mom was at that company, always learning something new, teaching herself, using whatever training they offered, not because anyone told her to, but because my mom understood that the more valuable she made herself, the more options she had. My mom bought a house with zero money down through a first-time homebuyer program that most people don't know even exists. She found it because she asked a question most people never think to ask. What programs are actually available to someone in my situation? And found a motivated seller who paid 100% of the closing costs. She chose the home by one metric, maximum square footage at the lowest price per square foot. It already had an attached apartment, And here's where most people would have stopped and called it done. My mom asked one more question. What could it actually take to make this unit rentable? The answer was carpet and paint, about $2,000 total. And we did the work ourselves, my mom and me. I even got to pick some of the wall colors. I didn't know at that time that I was helping to renovate an investment property. I just thought we were fixing up a room together. My mom listed it on Airbnb as a short-term rental. Within 45 days, that unit had earned back every dollar we put into it. The full return on the investment in 45 days. The same unit now covers 100% of the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and utilities every single month. Housing cost is effectively zero, and the rental income beyond that goes straight into a separate index fund. Every single one of those decisions went against what most people around her were doing. Not because my mom was trying to be different, because my mom kept asking the question before accepting the answer everyone else had settled for. So, what is the question? My mom's version, the one I watched her use over and over. It's basically this. Who decided this was true? And did they decide it was for my situation or for theirs? So, here's how it works. Before accepting anything about money, about travel, about what's possible, stop and ask both parts. Debt is just part of life. Who decided that? For who? In what situation? And is it true for mine? You need a high income to start. Who decided that? My mom started investing on a barista's income. Is it actually true? You have to wait until you retire to travel. Who decided that? We've been to 20 countries on school breaks, on a regular income with no debt. None of those turned out to be true for our situation, but most people never check. They just inherit the belief and build their life around it. I started investing $50 a month at 14, not because I just had extra money, because I asked, do I actually have to wait? The answer was no. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Not someday, today. Pick one thing you've always just accepted as true about money or your life. Just one. And ask, who decided this was true? And did they decide it was for my situation or for theirs? Not to blow anything up, not to make some big change, just to look at it. Just to give it a question mark for the first time. That's where my mom started. One receipt, 1 month, and one question. I watched what that one question built over nearly a decade. The world is full of invisible rules. Most people inherit them and never look back. My mom's whole story, everything I share on this channel, starts with the decision to look. And that decision is available to you right now. It is probably the most important financial decision you'll make today. My mom started with $11,000 a year and a question nobody around her was asking. My mom didn't have a mentor, she didn't have a blueprint, she just kept refusing to accept something as true until actually looking at it. That's not a special skill, that's a decision, and it's one you can make right now, before this video ends. So before you close this, what's one belief about money you've never questioned? Drop it in the comment, I read every single one. And if this video made you see something you can't unsee, share it with one person who needs to hear it. Not a group, just one person. That's how ideas like this actually spread. Subscribe to Wandering Vienna because every week I'm going to bring you another question you didn't know you needed to ask. I'm Vienna, like the city in Austria, not the sausage. And make sure to come back because there's always more to explore. Bye!